So welcome to the Really Helpful Club, and thank you very much for joining us this morning. I always feel slightly cautious about inviting a room of women who are having the best time chatting with one another to invite them to sit down and to be quiet to hear us talk. But I know we've got a really wonderful, rich morning ahead of you. So thank you very much for taking your seats. So we're delighted to be back here at Roehampton Club, where we love doing all our conferences, and in the brand new refurbished conference room, which I think is just magnificent. So we're really pleased to be with you. And we have a magical day ahead of us with an amazing lineup that is inspiring, energizing and empowering. There is going to be real magic in the room, so embrace everything you hear, everything that you learn, and use it. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Sarah Austin. I'm the founder of the Really Helpful Club. Now, I think quite a lot of you in the room, but please do come and say hello during the course of the morning if we haven't already met. And I'd also like to introduce the other members of today's team: Tina Henderson, who's there in a gorgeous pink jumper, Suzanne Baldwin, who I think is on the reception desk, and also Andrea Bulstrode, who, Andrea, where are you? Andrea's there, who they will be happy to help with any questions that you have. Our thanks to our sponsors, Evelyn Partners. We're delighted to have your support, and we're thrilled to have you with us today. They're hosting an exhibitor spot, and they're also running a workshop this afternoon. So please make sure that you do visit them and say hello and find out more. We will be taking photographs. We will be filming during the course of today. So please let us know if you don't want to have your photograph taken. Actually, even better, just sort of shuffle to the edge and get yourself out of the way if you don't. It's an awful lot easier to not be in the photograph in the first place if you don't want to be. So I want to begin this morning with these beautiful words by the philosopher Brené Brown. And she said, "Loving yourselves is the bravest thing we'll ever do. Talk to yourself like you would someone you love." And that's what we're going to do to ourselves and to one another today. And there's a reason, when you're on an airplane, when they tell you that you need to put your oxygen mask on first before you can be of any use to anybody else. And it's because you've got to look after yourself. You've got to apply that act of self-care, which feels selfish at the time, but it's important because that's the only way that you can be helpful and of use to somebody else. And this is true in your business, this is true with your family, and this is true in all your relationships as well. But life isn't simple. Between work, family, and the endless juggle, it's all too easy to put ourselves last. And for many of us, after decades of looking after others, sound familiar, putting everyone else above ourselves, doing everyone else's admin, everybody else's stuff, midlife comes along and it can mark the end of one chapter and the start of a new one. It's a time to pause, a time to reflect. It's time for ourselves, finally, when we can put ourselves higher up that list, a new beginning, focus on what is important to us, and find fulfillment and joy. And today is so much about finding joy, because we're in our prime. This is your opportunity to embrace change. This is your opportunity to prepare for a new phase, to let go, give yourself permission to fly, and to pursue those things that you've always wanted to do, and you know what they are because of the things that have been going through your head when you've been standing there making those picnics and doing everything that you've had to do for your children. But this is your time, and don't waste it. And I call this your power decade. Now, it's wonderful to have a packed room and so many of you with us, but I always love to know who's with us and what brings us to our events. So put your hands up during the course of these next few questions if any of these things resonate with you. And you can put your hand up more than once, and you can just put up both hands. In fact, we've had some times where people have jumped up and they've kind of put their legs in. You can do whatever you like. There's one thing about coming to a Really Helpful Club event. There are no rules, and I love breaking rules, so you can do whatever you like, and obviously within the boundaries of reason. So who here would like to look after yourself better, eat better, sleep better, exercise better, handle stress better? Right, there's a whole room. Right, job done. Who here puts everyone else first? Your children, your family, even your dog above yourself? Okay. So you've come to the right event then. You know you're in a bunch of light-spirited room. And is there a piece missing from your life that stops you from sort of fully enjoying and getting everything out of it? It could be in your relationships, it could be love, health, financial security. So who's looking for that extra piece? I thought it was going to be just me then. Okay, right. And who wants to discover their next adventure, take advantage of every opportunity in midlife and beyond? Yay. And if you're none of those, who's just curious and here to find out more? And if you haven't put your hand up, who's here for lunch? So you'll know that breakfast was quite good, coffee gets better, and lunch is sublime. So, but most important of all, who wants to feel empowered, stretch your boundaries, feel excited about what's next, and who wants the freedom to say yes? I do. So today is about learning to put your Ochka mask on, giving yourself permission to reignite your spark, rediscover your magic that lies within you. It's about exploring what matters to you, harnessing the power and the magic in the room, and having the confidence to say yes. It's a journey of self-discovery, a journey of self-empowerment. Now, that other great philosopher, Dolly Parton, she talks about not having enough time to be able to do everything that she wants to do. And your Power Decade is about getting on with it. It's about seizing your next chapter by the scruff of the neck, not letting go and saying, yeah, this is my time. It's about being true to yourself, feeling inspired, putting yourself back in the driving seat of your next decade, your Power Decade, understanding what excites you, feeling free. And we're here to help you have that courage to say yes. So we're incredibly lucky to have such inspiring speakers with a huge wealth of experience to share with you. And we're going to kickstart the day with a powerful discussion on owning change, growing through challenge, and discovering joy. And then we're going to be treated to an engaging interactive session with the amazing Joy Foster. And after the coffee break, we're in for a real treat with the entrepreneur, broadcaster and author Alison Cork, who many of you might have already met over there, who's been signing books. We're going to have a thought-provoking and powerful discussion on friendship, self-care and connection, but through the male lens. And we're going to conclude with none other than the gold medalist Alex Danson Bennett on courage, confidence and thriving through challenge. And after lunch, we're going to have a series of 3 roundtable workshops where you can make the day your own. So make sure you make the most of the opportunities. I mean, I feel exhausted just going through that. It's packed, it's packed. So you need to make the most of everything that's going on. And today, there's so much to explore, there's so much to chat about, and we want you to feel inspired, to be energized and empowered, but most of all liberated, so you go away from here free, ready to seize your next chapter. So before I get going, I'd like you to take a couple of minutes to turn to the person next to you, introduce yourself. Now, I don't mean, I got in trouble the other evening because I said, ditch the person you came with. I don't mean spoil friendships and stuff, so please don't look at it like that. But try not to talk to the person you come with, because you probably know quite a lot about them, but take this opportunity to get to know the person, maybe behind you, in front of you, next to you, whatever, and chat to them about what brought you. Think about those questions we've just gone through, but also think about what your Power Decade might mean to you, because I think that's what we do with these events is we're giving yourself permission to put your day job behind you, as it were, and just be you for this moment in time. What does your Power Decade mean to you? Now, you'll know that, those of you who've been to our events before, that I'm a bit of a frustrated school teacher. So when we get to the end of about 2 minutes, I'll ring a bell and then we'll need to push on. So off you go. You enjoyed that, and I think one of the things we also find is that it's like, that 6 degrees of separation thing. When you come to a Really Help the Club event, it's more like 1 or 2 degrees of separation. Doesn't matter who you are, when you come into the room, there's always going to be somebody that you recognise or from a different part of your life, and I'm sure that that's happened during the course of those conversations. So I just want to, because I know there are quite a lot of you who don't know about Really Help the Club. One of the questions someone asked me just now was, well, I'm a member of a Hampton Club, but can I be a member of Really Help the Club? Yeah, absolutely. So by coming to our event, actually, we already kind of enrolled you. It's free to be a member. But I'm just going to take you through a little bit about what we do, what we offer, and how we can be of help to you. And it is free to be part of our community, and I think that is also really important. So those of you who are new to our community, we are a free network of positive, like-minded, light-spirited people, curious people who share our connections, we share our advice, our knowledge and our experience. And community is at the heart of everything that we do. And you can see we just love nothing better than bringing people together. We're a supportive network that listens. We're here to help and empower you at every age and every stage through key stages of transition. And think about it, what do I mean by that? It's from those early years of parenting, starting work, going back to the workplace, the emotional needs of teenagers, that might be ringing a bell, or the needs of young adults who don't ever quite leave home or come back again. Returning to work, accelerating your career, the relationship challenges, particularly of midlife, the health challenges, particularly of midlife, and we've done a lot around menopause, and juggling the demands of supporting ageing parents. And we have grown into this unique community of what is approaching 20,000 people. And how can we help you? Well, we give you the confidence, the insight and the practical tools to plan for whatever life throws at you. Thoughtfully curated events, retreats, expert-led talks, relaxed networking togethers, these types of get-togethers and our power dinners. And you need to know that we have a huge wealth of expertise, advice and resources available to you. We're a safe space for you to be able to access trusted resources, a directory of recommended experts, whether it's a brilliant midlife personal coach to help you through your health and well-being, a divorce lawyer, a stylist, a wealth manager. And we're delighted to have the team here from Evelyn Partners, as I mentioned. And our partnership with Evelyn feels like a natural step. Why? Because managing money, feeling financially secure and having the resilience and that freedom that we talk about to enjoy your next chapter in life is one of the most pressing and the most popular topics within our community. And all too often, we women don't know where to start and we don't know who to trust and we don't know where to begin. But together with Evelyn, we want to change that. So come and join us. And the aim of these events is to bring you together in this relaxed environment, informal setting, and to meet and connect with one another, enjoy those all-important conversations that you don't necessarily have time to do or have the space to do around various topics, whether that's wellness and health, business, financial resilience, family, all to inspire you and empower you in your next chapter. So please make sure that you come and say hello. Now, she didn't know I was going to put this quote up. There she is. She's in the audience. Now, we often share quotes from philosophers, famous people, singers, etc. But I think actually these conversations we have, she's just realised. I think these conversations we have with one another are so important, and actually it's the words, we can really make a difference to one another's lives by just that act of gratitude, that act of kindness. And I love these words from Pam because it reminds me how important it is to surround ourselves with people who make a difference and make a positive difference in our lives. And I wanted to share these beautiful words by Pam. I'm very pleased you've shown up early, Pam, who's with us, because this is what she said when I interviewed her on an Instagram Live just a few months ago. And it sums up beautifully what Power Decade means for her, but I think it means hopefully for a lot of people as well. So it is important to surround yourself with the people that can make a difference. It's important to have that support network and to share with this like-spirited audience. So during the course of today, talk to one another, pause and reflect on what your Power Decade means to you. Why? Because life isn't about muddling through. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving, feeling empowered to cope with everything that life throws with us. We're here to help you to reignite that spark, rediscover your magic and feel empowered to say, I can and I will. Thank you very much.